Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I have my review of Metro Exodus, and I have played a decent amount of it actually. I have roughly 10 hours in the game, which to me I think is enough that I can make a at least decent review on the game. So, to start off with the graphics. Now, I honestly have not been able to take full advantage of the graphics at like extreme settings, but for me, I've been playing at a mix of high and ultra settings, which still looks absolutely amazing. I have no issues whatsoever with the graphics. They look absolutely amazing to me. Um, I will say though, if you do want to push the higher graphics, I definitely recommend putting it either on a SSD or an NVMe SSD. If you don't know the difference between like a regular hard drive and an SSD and everything else, don't worry, you're probably actually in the majority. I just happen to know a lot about computers, so I know some of the very specifics. A quick Google search will actually provide you with enough information, and I will try to remember to actually put some information about that kind of stuff down in the description below. But basically, your regular hard drive is not going to be fast enough to support the extreme settings. You're going to want to have it on something faster than that, which some form of SSD will definitely be fast enough to be able to provide you with the ability to play that without crashing. That's why the first times I tried to record actually a extreme settings video for Metro, it actually would crash my entire computer. It would just freeze. And yeah, I wouldn't get the recording because it would save as, I think, MP4, which I think it needs to compile at the end of the video in order to actually like export it correctly in a way from Shadowplay to make it viewable and be able to edit it. So that's my one gripe about the game, but at the same time, moving forward, hard drives are going to start becoming more and more obsolete anyway, so at the same time, it's one of those things of just kind of a slap across the face of this is going to be a thing pretty soon. So overall, the graphics are amazing. The gunplay feels just right. I absolutely love the way the guns are. And ammo management, sometimes I do find that the ammo just kind of disappears out of nowhere. It's kind of weird. Like, I'll have 90 shots in one of my guns, and all of a sudden I'll have like nothing. But at the same time, I do tend to miss some of my shots, and yeah, so that probably is where they all go. There are some spots that are relatively hard in the game, like the first time that I faced the I don't know the actual name of him, but the guy with the minigun that has way too much armor on him for his own purposes. Yeah, those guys are they're a little bit challenging, especially if you're not entirely prepared for them. They do become a little bit challenging, but at the same time, if you're just strategic about it and you take it slowly and don't just rush into it, it's a lot of fun. I actually had a lot of fun trying to beat those guys. Then the storyline in the game though is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It does fall flat a few times, but at the same time, that's kind of the parts where like you're just kind of exploring to try and find like clues for the story. So there's not really much of a storyline there because it's kind of just a thing of like you're in the same spot. There's no real story progression. You just have to basically find the next portion of the story in a way. Which I think is great because it kind of lets you explore a little bit more of like an open world type game, which is amazing to me. I love that part. And overall, I think that Metro Exodus is just an absolutely amazing game overall, and I honestly don't really think they could have done that much to really improve it. Actually, optimization is really, really good, considering the fact that I can run it at 2560 by 1080, which is ultra wide, the monitor that my my webcam is sitting on top of is an ultra wide actually. It's a LG 29 UM60-P. It's a 29-inch ultra wide. Yeah. I have a video on it from about a year ago. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, optimization. So the optimization is amazing. I have a GTX 1066 gig in my computer, and it actually ran amazingly on extreme settings for what I thought it was going to do, just based on like what the specs were that were released, by 4A and Deep Silver. I thought I was going to be able to play only at like maybe medium settings, nothing too high or anything like that. But it turns out after I did all my testing with the extreme settings, I was getting about 35 FPS on extreme on a GTX 1060 with no overclocking. Which that's actually pretty amazing, all things considered. So the optimization's definitely a lot better than some games, and overall the game is really good. It looks amazing. The gameplay is really good. I do like how they did, at least for some of the easier difficulties, step away from the micromanagement of ammo a little bit, and they kind of went with a thinking of like Call of Duty a little bit, where they went with more of the you can reload whenever and you don't lose those shots. Like I remember last Light, you always lost your shots, which was really annoying. And this game, you don't quite do that as much, which I actually like a lot more, and I think it's a lot better. But everyone's different. Some people prefer that just because they like a lot more of a challenge. Me personally, I like the story more than anything else. So for me, I like just being able to play the game and not have to worry about micromanaging every little thing. Also, health regen they added, and that has saved me so many times. Because I tend not to carry that many med kits on me. Granted, that could possibly just be because I know there's health regen, but in Last Light, I would constantly be running out of them. I could not have enough of them, basically. And now that I have health regen, everything's actually a lot easier now. But yeah, other than that, the game is absolutely amazing to me, and I love it so much. The graphics are great. The gameplay overall is great. The narrative is really good. The gunplay is good. There's not too many enemies. There are a lot of enemies in certain places, but it feels very strategically placed, and it feels like it's done at the right times, and not like some other games that just kind of threw a million enemies at you all the time. Basically some of the earlier Uncharted games and Tomb Raider. I didn't say anything there, no. So yeah, I think this is overall an amazing game. It blew me away when I started playing it. Actually, it was amazing. I honestly could not be happier with it. I do have it on Steam actually as well, because I pre-ordered it back in I think October, because I was so hyped for the game that I was like, no matter what, I'm pre-ordering this. Yeah, I did it so long ago, and then all the BS happened where now it's on Epic Store and all. Yeah, I got it on Steam though, because I got it before all that happened. So yeah, great game overall. Would highly recommend it. Now, if you wanted to wait the year and get it on Steam, I would totally recommend that. If you think that you would be okay supporting the Epic Store, then I would also buy it on there, like now, because I think it's an amazing game. And honestly, I don't think that you should wait until the Steam version comes out if you're okay with supporting them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.